friends and family. Welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie. And boy, do I have some eye candy and some cool stuff for you today. So we are doing Tutorial Tuesday, of course. And we are still continuing with our color theory series. And we are talking about the other side of the color wheel. And we're going to use the bargain bead box from this month to illustrate what I was talking about on Sunday. If you've not watched those videos, there's a part 1 and a part 2 of my color workshops, and I will link those in my description. And what we're going to do today is play more with color. This bargain bead box is perfect for illustrating that just about any color goes with any color. It's just depending on what you want to accomplish. And so, without further ado, so as you can see, I don't have my bead board out because it's a little bit big for what I want to show you today. But I do have the bargain bead box beads. The name of the box is Solstice Warmth. And I'm just going to read this to you so you get an idea of the color range, since we are talking about color. These are summer-ready tones of orange, cream, and red, blend with high-quality gold findings in this month's collection. Warm gemstones are our focus this month with carnelian, sardonyx, and druzy agate beads, crackled agate drops, and a carnelian teardrop pendant. Accents include freshwater pearls, sparkling crystal, colorful glass, and a fun resin druzy pendant. Simple but high-end findings include hypoallergenic stainless steel and 18-karat gold-plated copper and brass. This is a very warm palette, and they're telling you that. They're telling you summer-ready tones, warm gemstones, so we know we're dealing with a warm palette. Also, I just pulled out some more beads that I thought might go in our color wheel. I am going to have to move them, but I will tell you what colors we're dealing with, okay? Because I want you to be able to, I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to do our violet, red, violet, red, this is pretty much our palette, but I've kept it in here in case you want to add to it. We got orange. This is red orange. This is, apologies, that's red orange. This is orange. Yellow orange. I wonder if you can see that. Let me move over this way. And we're not going to need to see all of them at once, but I just want you to have an idea. Let's see if I can move this. Let me push this down. This may or may not work, but I want you to see all of them if we can. Here's our yellow green, our green, blue green. Then over here I'm going to continue with blue violet and our blue. So it's kind of split up right now. And I got to stand up so I can see what you see. Can you see all of that? All right. Well, I'll be pulling things in as we go. So don't worry if you can't see everything. We're obviously working with a limited space, but I just wanted to make sure that the beads were in the color order. But I want you to take a look right now just at this. This is a warm palette. These all came in the bargain bead box, and as you can see, right, you've got the orange tones. Remember we talked about, I would say this is more in the orange family. Okay, here's our orange. And so if you look at our second side of our color wheel and you look at the orange, maybe red orange even for these, maybe it's more of a red orange. Okay, we were talking about monochromatic color scheme. Well, here's our red orange. See that? And then we were talking about tint. Well, that's the red orange with white in it. Well, a lot of these beads have that kind of tone. These are the carnelian beads. look at these. Okay, and then we were also talking about tone, which is the color with gray in it, which a lot of these beads already have a lot of that in it, but you also have these look more like a cream, but they do have some gray in them. And then you've got shade. These are that color with black in it. So it's not exact, of course, but you can see what we're talking about. This is a monochromatic color scheme of red orange. What's cool about this, I'm going to show you, is maybe this is not your favorite color, okay? And also monochromatic color schemes, I don't want to say they're ho-hum, because this is a beautiful color and these are all beautiful shades, but there's not a lot of, even though it's a vibrant color in some ways, they all play very nicely together, right? So when we were talking Sunday, we were discussing analogous color schemes and complementary color schemes. And when you do that, kind of what happens. So if you were wanting to do with this red orange in a analogous color scheme, you would pick 2 to 5 colors on the going around the color wheel. So with red orange, you would pick orange, yellow orange, yellow, which by the way, they gave us gold findings, which remember I told you metal's a color. So you've already got your yellow and the gold. Maybe you want to do yellow green. So I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So now look at how these colors change, what that palette does to your eyes. I pulled out some citrine chips. I think these are agate, these yellow beads. And I didn't have a white bead thing, so we may have to, I might have to do this on a white background, but I just want you to see with little pops of, so you may not think green goes with it, but you know, look, if you do an analogous color scheme, well, yes, they do. So that is a little more energy than just that monochromatic color scheme. It's got a little bit more vibrance and oomph to it because you've added these colors. Oops, I just smacked my camera. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get up close. So say that's not your thing, okay? Maybe you want to do something with a little more excitement. Well, let's think about red orange. Maybe we want to do a complementary. So if you want to do a complementary of red orange, you're going to do a blue green, which is this. Now look what that color does. Isn't that gorgeous? Maybe you want to do some, I thought that little elephant was cute. These are more on the green side, but they have some copper in them, which kind of picks up that rust color. These are, I think these are dragon agate. But as you can see, here's some turquoise chips. Here are some metallic little beads. And I even found some check beads, little round ones that had some little finish that picked that up. So that's got a lot of energy. And depending on, as we spoke about key color, this is your key color, is this red orange, because you got so much of it. If you just put little bits and pieces of another color, you still have your key color, but now it's gonna pop. Like what if you made a focal out of that? That'd be pretty. Or wire wrapped and then did something with that as a centerpiece for a necklace. So this is complementary with it, and it adds a whole new flavor to your design. It makes it more vibrant. Maybe you want to do what's called the split complementary. We talked about that. That's just the opposite on the color wheel, but you're going to pick the colors next to the opposite. So we did blue green, so the colors next to it would be blue and green. So let's see what blue and green does. Well, here's the blue. Oops, let me move that. And here's the green. This is a split complementary. I found these beads and I was tickled because it has the orange already in it. So that's a given. We'll do something with those. But you can also add green if you wanted. Maybe you don't like that blue and orange. Maybe you want to do, you could do a lighter blue and maybe find just a hint of green to play with. And now you're not overwhelmed with the green, but you still got a little green in there, right? Here's a different color blue that looks gorgeous. That's got more gray in it. So that's a tone, right? Because it's got gray. And this has more black in it, so this would be a tint. This would be a tint, probably, but very sparkly. But see how these look? So that's your split complementary. Okay, all different shades. Maybe you want to go the opposite way in the analogous color scheme. Maybe you want to go more towards the reds, the red violets, and the blue violets. So here's your red orange, which is your starting point. Maybe you want to pull in some red. Or pink. Pink is a tint, right? Maybe you want to pull in a pink. We'll do both. Pink, here's a red. Maybe these are garnets. That would be pretty. Look at this fuchsia with it. And then if you add, I thought the purple was stunning too. And then this is more of a periwinkle, but so pretty. So you've got red, red violet, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the blue violet is going to be this color. See that? That's an analogous color scheme, but now you're adding some more contrast because these are the cool colors, not the, this is still a warm color, but the rest of them are cool. Look at the dark purple with that. So once you have an idea of what kind of energy you want to have in your piece, this changes this whole palette for you. So maybe you were looking at this when you got it and thought, I don't really, not that wild about that color, or maybe there's too much of that color. Well, you're not limited by your box. You can add colors to it to make it more yours. And by doing that, it adds a whole new energy to your designs. So what I thought we'd do today, and then they did add pearls. So look, you can throw in neutrals. So it's nice to have like something to rest your eye. This is quite neutral, even though it's a shade, or a tint, I should say. But this is all very monochromatic. And like I said, it may not be a color that you like, but when you start adding things, I love these beads. We're going to do something with these, you know. Orange and blue, opposites on the color wheel. Maybe you want to add You know, you maybe have a boho bead you've been hanging on to and you want to add that. You know, that's part of your oranges, or that's pretty. Or you can introduce with some seed beads. The pearl's pretty. And that's for my stash. So, really, any color. So now what I'm going to do, I was showing you the color relationships, but like I said, any color goes. So I'm going to challenge myself and show you just every individual color, regardless of relationship. And you decide what you like. So this is blue. And I think that's pretty cool looking. And again, we have beads that have kind of nodded us into that direction, which is fun. You'll start noticing this too as you're buying beads and things. Here is our blue violet. Love. So pretty. And maybe you want to add its complement. Yellow is a complement of, this is blue violet, so this would be more of its complement. If we want to go across the color wheel, it's going to be more yellow orange. But maybe you want to add more yellow. Maybe you like the yellow. You can add those three. Play with it. There are rules, but then you got to play around with it. So this is our blue violet. Here is our violet. I love this. I think that's gorgeous. So pretty. Looks very fall. And I mean, look, trees have those dark purple leaves and then the orange leaves. Mother Nature does a lot of this for you. If you ever look at pictures of flowers, you know, maybe you want just a hint of purple. So maybe you just throw in some seed beads in between some of your beads. You don't have to do like a whole big bead. You could just throw in a few little seed beads and you would have a very cool color combination. Now we're getting towards the warmer colors. This is the red violet. I thought this tassel was pretty. Look at it with that rust. Again, we're getting into more of like a fall palette, right? These are so pretty. Some of those fiber optic beads. I think these are some agate. But that's your red violet. Going around the color wheel, here's our red. Again, I had these dark garnets. Real pretty. That deepens our, this is more of the analogous way of going. I found this bead. I thought that was gorgeous. Here's just a bright red. Here's kind of a deeper cherry red. And these are fun. These wood beads have some of the orange in them. So you could do a whole, you know, you could just add some red. So that's our red with that color. That's why I got so excited when we got this bead box. I was like, this is the perfect thing to show people what goes with what, or everything goes. Now, check this out. These are some I got from Jesse James Beads. See how it's got that dark blue? So you could come back in here and grab that blue. Check that out. Or look at that. More of a pinky. Even like a sherbet color looks good because they're next to each other on the color wheel. This is kind of more of a brown, but it's got some orange tones in it. Then you got these little pink or salmon colored rondelles, or I'm sorry, fire polished. They kind of pick more up on this druzy piece. So you can go really, really bright or a little more subtle, but it's the same idea. And again, you've got beads that are kind of giving you a choice. You could certainly pick up on that and add more, you know, darker blues and you could create a whole set just with adding some navy or some dark blue. Then of course we have this bead. Look at it with this. Pretty cool, huh? So those go together. You want to add more of the orange tones. You've got orange. You could add some copper. Copper, you know, like I said, metals are a color. Here is our yellow orange. Again, heading into the warmer colors. I found these check beads, and they have some copper wash, so they look really nice with this. Also, I only could find one of these beads, but I thought it was cool because they had yellow and orange around it. Talk about illustrating your point. Even like a darker bronzy gold looks nice. So that's your yellow orange. Again, we talked about yellow, you know, and we have gold findings, so I pulled out this paperclip chain. I pulled out some citrine chips. Those would be kind of fun. Here's a faceted yellow bead. And then I've got some agate in here. Bless you. My mom just sneezed her head off. The air quality here is ridiculous. It's going to be 104 Friday. I don't even want to talk about it. We just keep drinking iced tea and have the ceiling fan on. This is a very light yellow, if you want to be very subtle. So that yellow goes. We looked at yellow green. Maybe you want just little pops of yellow green in here. We've got some little faceted fire polish beads. Very pretty. Or if you want to go a little bolder, there's some very fun. Maybe you just want to maybe do 3 analogous colors. Maybe you want to do the yellow, the green, and the orange. You can do that. You don't have to add 5. You could do 3. It's 2 to 5, remember, on the analogous. Here's a dark green, or a more true green. This is more of a pastel. I didn't really have a lot of true green beads, I've discovered doing this little project, but that's what green looks like, and it's, hey, orange and green go, you know. I think there's a team that has those colors, but you know, depending on what you're using it with, maybe the more rust would be cool, but it doesn't, you know, again, it's designer's choice. And then of course, opposite on the color wheel, my favorite is the turquoise or blue-green, and that's going to give you the more bang for the buck because that's opposite on the color wheel. So we went through all the colors, and as you can see, they each do something different with this very cool palette that we have here. And then of course they gave us findings already. Got some real pretty scroll findings, and they gave us some spacers, ear wires, and some chain. Oh, that was the other thing. You don't just have to use beads to introduce color to your palette. I did find a couple of soft flex wires that I thought were cool. This one's that pretty peri-peri color. So look what this string does when you put it next to your, maybe you want some string showing. Isn't that pretty? Matches my nail polish. Or, and I got to look up this color, but this color is lovely. We got it in our, we were doing our summer, kind of our, was it spring? No, we just did some classes, but this is kind of a, I don't know, a lapis color. It's a very deep steel blue. That's really pretty with that. again, I'm coming back to these beads. So I think what we're going to do today, I don't want to keep you super long. We are going to take this, so what we're going to do this next week, today and then probably Sunday, we'll do more, is I think I'm going to do a project, possibly, I think some earrings. I really want to use these beads because they have that orange in them, and it would be cool to use this wire and make a pair of earrings. And then Sunday we can play more with the Analogous and also the split Complementary. But today and then Complementary too. But so we'll do probably 3 projects on Sunday. That might be a long video, but I think it'll be worth it. Or I might split it up Sunday and Tuesday next week. I really want to make sure we cover this well, and I may actually just take everything and make something with each color. If you'd like me to do that, let me know in the comments. If that's something you want to see, that's what I would like you to do. For those of you that are in the Facebook group, let me know how you want to see this, and if you want me to go and make something from every color, I will. If you want me to just keep doing the color combinations, or if you want both, I mean, we can keep going with this. I by no means I have not exhausted the topic of color theory. I mean, we could spend all year on it and never scratch the surface. So I want to show you what you want to see. But today I'm going to do some earrings. This is a darker blue, but it is still considered a complement. And I do want to use this wire. I love it so much. And then also I found this chain. Maybe we'll use some of this too. I found this is Jesse James Beads Chain Reaction, which if you've never used it, is awesome stuff. And it's already got some wire wrapped crystals for you. You can use the links. So I thought that would be cool to use also in today's project. So let's get going on that. And you all who are not in the Facebook group, we'd love to have you. You don't have to join, of course. I think we have 46 members now. It's under Marcie Creates in groups on Facebook. You can also follow me on Pinterest. Marcie Creates, all run into one word, Studio. I have been pinning a lot of color ideas, lots of color combination ideas that can help inspire you if you feel stuck. And I did put them in categories like complementary colors, and I will continue to add to that. And as I teach things, I will add to that as well. So let's get started on a project. Like I said, I want to use, I think I'm going to do some orangey beads. These really pretty check beads. I'm going to pull these to the side. We're going to move them, but we're not going to forget about them. And look, these were already wire wrapped for us. You know what? I might add those too. Those will make some cool earrings. And then maybe we'll do, yeah. That looks cool. Okay. Love the pearls. The pearls already have, it's kind of cool that they've already got connectors for you on here. So if you got this box, it's kind of nice they wire wrap some stuff for you. It kind of gives you a little shortcut, doesn't it? Pretty cool. Love this. Maybe we'll do wire wrap. Somebody asked me about wire wrapping, which I'm still a novice at, but I'm game to try. So maybe we'll do that in some video. And I do want to use this wire. So let's see. I'm going to cut some wire here. Let me think about this. I do love the Soft Flex wire. If you've never used it, it's super pliable. Is awesome to work with. Comes in a myriad of colors. And I will look up this color to see what it's called. It's not, I'm pretty sure it's lapis. Doesn't say on the package, but it came in this kit. We just did like a summer little summer 2 evening thing with Soft Flex and Jesse James beads. And if you've never done those little 2-night things, I think the next one they're going to have is going to be Halloween, which was a whole lot of fun last year. I did that one last year. So let's see, let's make some. So this chain, so we have our Soft Flex wire, we have our really pretty orange and blue coin check beads. So the the chain reaction comes on one of these little jump rings here. I mean, you just take it off like that, and it's super cool because these crystals, like I said, are already wrapped for you. So I think I'm going to pull a couple of these off. Let me cut this guy. Yeah, I love these because you can take them apart. So here's a little wire wrapped crystal. So that's a nice little shortcut. We'll grab another one. All right. Maybe we'll save that chain for a future project. And we can do, I'm thinking we'll do a loop. We'll put our drop, that's so pretty. And then I think we need a crimp bead or 2. Let's see, we got, I did pull out some crimp beads. The question is, what did I, it's like, what did I put them in? So we'll use some gold. We'll use some gold crimp tubes. I got all kind of mixed up crimps over here. I think this was some bead soup at some point. All right. The exciting thing about color is the possibilities, I think. The endless possibilities. And once you start playing with it, it's game on. So I've been excited to hear from a lot of you saying that you're excited about learning this and you've learned a lot of stuff. It's only going to help you with your designs going forward. Oops, I totally missed. This may not be the right size crimp. Yeah, these are too little. Okay, no problem. Okay, if you ever noticed, crimp beads do come in sizes, and I needed a number 2 size crimp bead. I think those are the ones that I had were size 1, so that was not going to work. So here's a size 2, and having some issues today with the crimp beads. Come on, mister. There we go. So I'm gonna just leave that loop, kind of like, I like the way that loop looks open, and you can see the wire. So that's our complement. And then oh, another question I had for you is, for those of you that are just, I noticed a lot of people on the Facebook are pretty new at making jewelry, and I think I might do like a basics series, how to crimp, how to make your own, you know, head pins. I've gone over a few of those things in different videos, but I'm thinking about doing a basic series. Please let me know in the comments or on the Facebook page if you're interested in that, for those of you that are newer, so that I don't want anybody to be lost. So I've made this little loop, and I think I'm going to add my pretty check bead. Hopefully these will both fit through here. If not, that's okay. I have a plan. Yeah, that's all right. We're gonna have to just do one loop anyway, So we're going to come in here and we're going to cut one of these right close to that crimp bead. Whoop, they just went flying. And now we're going to add our check bead. Okay. And I think we're going to add our, oh, let's do a crimp. Our crystal. Make another loop. And I think I'm going to make this loop smaller on the top. You have to kind of zhuzh this so you can, but like I said, this wire is so nice to work with. It's not hard at all to, it's very smooth, and so it slides right through your crimp bead nicely. Sometimes other beading wires will catch, but the soft flex wire is very supple. You can actually knot it. Of course, you can crimp it. You can do a lot of cool things with it. So I'm going to crimp this one. And I think I might, just so it has a more finished look, I think I'm gonna use some crimp covers. Where are my crimp covers? A couple of gold crimp covers. Yeah, if you got this box, I'm curious to see what combos you pick. Especially if when you opened it you thought, I don't know if I like this color, because changing around your colors is going to make it look totally different, as you saw. Very gently squeeze our crimp bead, our crimp cover. I love that they already have these wrapped for you. That's so fun. That's a nice little bonus if you're not comfortable with doing wire wrapping. You've got stuff that's already, somebody's already wrapped for you. We'll go over wire wrapping too. Listen, I've been making jewelry a long time, but I still have to practice and learn from other people too. So here's our earring. I love that wire. And we did get some ear wires in with the box. So that's nice. I'm gonna open that up. If you've never opened one of these up, you just twist it. Like, come on, mister. That's a tough one. That's not going anywhere. So we're going to add that. There we go. Cute. So now we have our, oh, let me shut that a little bit better. All right. So isn't that pretty? We've got our crystal in the blue is the complement of our pretty orange. And we have this blue and orange bead that picks up all those colors. Plus we use some soft flex wire, which is the complement of the orange. So that turned out very nice. Let's see. I don't think I want to do this other one online just because I don't want this video to be so long. So I will do the next one offline, and we will have, of course, a finished jewelry update. And then you all let me know in the comments or Facebook group. What do you want to see next? Do you want to do more complementary things with this box? Do you want to do some analogous colors? I thought I would do an analogous scheme next, maybe using 2 colors and then maybe 3 colors and then 5 colors, just so we can see what all that is about. We can do some wire wrapping along with that, and then we can do the split complementaries if you would like, or we can go through and do more just 1 color combos. Just let me know. I want to show you what you want to see. And I think I did illustrate just by going around the board how you can combine all of these. And I really, really, really encourage you to play, because you're going to come up with some cool stuff. And you're going to be very excited because you're going to come up with some stuff that maybe you hadn't thought of. Now that you have this color wheel and you kind of understand now some of the relationships, now it's time to experiment. And there's no right or wrong answer, quite frankly. It's designer's choice. All of these colors, if you use different tones, shades, tints, where they are on the color wheel, and also how much of each color you use. Maybe you just want a little accent and your key color is this, and you just do, you know, just a few little seed beads. Can be a look. Or you want to go really bold and do half and half. That's up to you. And that's where you get to experiment and play. So I'm so excited to see, for those of you who got the box. Now, if you didn't get the box, that's not a big deal. Go into your stash and find some different color harmonies. Maybe you want to use things that are rusts and oranges like we have in this palette. Maybe you want to go more to a different color. You know, you could do shades of green and play with that. You could do shades of red and do that. You know, just pick different shades and tints and tones of a color so that it is monochromatic, and then start pulling beads in. So I will just leave that up to you. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Our group is fun. I hope people will join. Again, you don't have to, but it is a neat place to share ideas. And I've seen some really gorgeous jewelry that you all make, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. Thank you so much for tuning in. You have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves and your families. Let's continue to pray for some world peace, and I will see you on the next video.